What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and President Joe Biden was just called out, blasted by the richest person in the world, Jeff Bezos, who said that President Joe Biden doesn't have a grasp on basic economics if he believes the words that are coming out of his mouth. And we're hearing that what's coming for our economy right now and the sustained war with Russia and Ukraine that we just heard President Joe Biden will be supporting, well, things aren't looking good for our economy, and stimulus checks, they might be needed here very soon. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. This is your breaking news, stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, I've got articles and video footage to get you caught up on. Let me know your thoughts on this. We're hearing that President Joe Biden is now blaming the gas stations. Before, they were saying he was calling this Putin's price hike on the gas. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with him? Do you disagree? Well, Jeff Bezos, the richest person in the world, he disagrees. Take a look at these headlines, you guys. Bezos slams Biden's call for gasoline stations to cut prices. Jeff Bezos slams the White House for calling on gas stations to cut prices. And Jeff Bezos calls out Joe Biden's latest inflation claim. Straight misdirection or a deep misunderstanding. What do you think? Is he misdirected or misunderstanding? Previously, Bezos had criticized the Biden administration over its inflation claims, saying, listen, you got to stop blaming the war. There's an assortment of different things that are causing all of the inflation price hikes. And instead of maybe playing the blame game, I've heard a lot of people here on the channel say, be solution oriented. Stop pointing fingers. Take ownership of how are we going to solve this problem and help out the American people, as 80% of those polled here in the United States say the number one concern of the White House should be helping out the American people with the economy. Sending out stimulus checks. If you're going to send out more money, send it out to your own people to help them out here domestically. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. Now, I've got a ton of video footage for us to take a look at. They're going to be breaking this down, talking about what's happening with Jeff Bezos, President Joe Biden, what's happening with gasoline, even Kamala Harris. They're going to be discussing everything that's taking place now. And we're hearing this is all going to ramp up here very soon as we get closer to these midterm elections. If there's going to be more stimulus, packages, checks, it's likely going to happen here before those November elections. And you guys, people are suspecting that President Joe Biden is not going to be able to pass legislation for more checks. He's going to have to issue executive orders, which he can do for reallocating and repurposing existing funds. We're hearing there's $800 billion of that just sitting there. They're saying executive orders might be on the way here for gas stimulus checks, and that would help out the American people and help out the Democratic Party right before the elections. Now, if you missed the latest on that, check out my previous video I did on it. And also, I'm keeping you up to date on various stimulus checks that a lot of people don't know about that are happening on state, city, and county levels. If you missed my last video on it, check it out. I give you the latest updates, and there's a ton of them. I'm assembling a list right now so you don't miss out on any of them, because in many cases, they're only available for a limited amount of time. You have to apply, and if you miss it, you miss out, and the money just goes back to the government. That's not going to happen to anybody here on my channel. I'm going to keep you guys up to date. So check out my videos and keep an eye out for that list. We're going to be releasing it here. My goal is sometime in this month of July, you will be able to access a master list of all checks. So keep an eye out for that. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, before we do me a quick favor, smash the like button. Helps me out with the algorithm. Leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam, smash the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, hop onto Instagram at STEVERAM3. Shoot me a DM and I'll do my best to get you any answers to any questions that you have. Please use caution here on YouTube in the comments. I'm not going to ask you to do WhatsApp or Bitcoin or whatever the scammers are doing. That's not me. Instagram, STEVERAM3 is my only handle. Please use that. Stay away from the scammers. And also, you guys, check out my second channel, STEVERAM Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. More content coming on real estate investing, stocks, cryptocurrencies, starting businesses to help you weather this economic storm that we're hearing is on the horizon. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into the video footage. Take a look. Let me know your thoughts on the latest.
Record gas prices putting a damper on 4th of July travel. And the president, instead of taking responsibility, has got a brand new target. gas stations. Biden tweeted, quote, "My message to the companies running gas stations and setting prices at the pump is simple. This is a time of war and global peril. Bring down the price you are charging at the pump to reflect the cost you're paying for the product, and do it now." Washington Post owner and billionaire businessman Jeff Bezos isn't buying it, though, tweeting, quote, "Ouch, inflation is far too important a problem for the White House to keep making statements like this. It's either straight ahead misdirection or a deep misunderstanding of basic market dynamics." And like always, the White House is coming to Biden's defense because he talks just like everybody else.
I think that anybody that knows President Biden knows he's plain spoken, and he tells you exactly what he's thinking, and in terms that everybody can understand. So I think we obviously take great exception at the idea that this is somehow misdirection. The president is speaking honestly with the American people about what he's trying to do to bring the prices down. But he was honest even before the invasion, Mike, about the fact that it would not be cost-free. Certainly not cost-free to President Putin, but it wouldn't be cost-free to the American people to stand up for democracy, just stand up for Ukraine's ability to defend.
Okay, and Bezos may have Biden's back, but or he may blast Biden, but it's China that has Biden's back. China state media tweeted he finally realized that capitalism is all about exploitation. He didn't believe this before. Okay, guys, I don't even know where to start on this one. Everywhere. Okay, so President Biden likes to blame Putin for the gas prices. Now he's blaming the gas station owners. But correct me if I'm wrong. This is a president who, on the campaign trail, said he was going to put the fossil fuel industry out of business. Day one of his presidency, he shut down production of the Keystone XL pipeline. And then he went on to limit permits around the country. So now he wants to blame the gas stations, but doesn't he bear some of this responsibility? Leo, I'll start with you.
Please, thank you. Yes, he does. You know what? It's insulting to all of us and to America. He's dishonest. He's not taking credit for his failures. He shut down the Keystone Pipeline. He has basically destroyed the economy because he sold his soul to become president to the progressive left. He's doubled down on punishing Americans at all costs. He's not suffering, but American people are suffering. He put the American people last. He put the Democratic Party first, and that's why we're suffering.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and, in his message, he's acting as if gas station owners, have the leeway to bring down prices. But really, we know that a lot of this has to do with crude oil prices. That's what sets the prices at the pump overall. So, Tommy, really, if the president really wanted to do something, what more could he do?
Let's just imagine for a moment that gas prices weren't already soaring before Ukraine and Russia and that whole debacle. Let's just pretend that was true. Let's just pretend that was the case.
Just for a moment.
So we want to call it Putin's price tag. Well, if this president was any bit of a leader whatsoever, what he would have done is, listen, now we're facing this global issue. Ukraine, Russia, prices are going to go up. So I know I said I was going to shut down the Keystone XL pipeline. I know I was going to put the fossil industry out of business. But what I'm going to do now, because I care about the American people, I'm going to reverse course, at least for a while. I'm going to open up domestic production and drilling. I'm going to reopen Keystone XL because I'm going to be a true leader and I'm going to ease the prices for the American people. But he won't do that because it's a blame game. He blames the airlines. He blames the gas station owners. Pretty soon he's going to blame the farmers and the ranchers, who are, by the way, not making anything.
He's already blaming them. He talks about the cattle prices, the beef prices. Listen, trot out the guy who tried to tell me what a great partner the Taliban is 6 months ago to tell me that the Wawa and the Quick Trip are the reason why I can't afford food anymore or gas. I mean, this is ridiculous. Jeff Bezos hit the nail on the head. This is an inflationary problem, not a gas problem. When you lose somebody who's in charge of one of your loudest printed advocates, you're doing something wrong. I'm not an economist, but I don't have to be to see China sit there and roll out praise for steering away from capitalism as a red flag for probably, what's happened here? Biden got what he wanted. He got what he promised. He said he was going to put the squeeze on the oil and gas market. He did it. He kept investment out of it. He's done a lot of things to make it difficult for us to continue production at the rate we were at. And one of the biggest fallacies they say is they go, Well, production is where it was in 2020. That's cool because everybody had their cars parked in 2020. So production probably needs to go up. Not to mention there's a surge in demand in everything we do because they had their cars parked in 2020. Oil and gas is going to be surged as well.
And can you imagine, though, China is lauding Biden and his policies? I mean, is that a good look for the White House?
No, it's embarrassing. And I'll tell you right now, it's embarrassing because of the Hunter Biden connection to China and everything surrounding China. But when John Kirby goes on national TV and say that Joe Biden is a plain-spoken person, everything that comes out of Joe Biden's mouth is scripted by his teammates.
Leo.
The teleprompter is plain spoken.
That's right, the teleprompter.
There's a scene in I think, Rush Hour 2 where Chris Tucker looks at Jackie Chan and goes, nobody understands the words that's coming out of your mouth. That's Joe Biden being plain spoken.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
But I want to speak to this, too, because you brought up a good point. I think everybody that has immigrated to this country from nations like Cuba, Venezuela, when you start hearing China, a communist nation, praising our president, it should make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. And when you talk to people that have fled those countries like Cuba or Venezuela, what they'll tell you is it started with price controls. It started with the government saying, you know what, all that private industry,
nationalizing industry.
That's your enemy, everybody. Private industry is your enemy. The government will solve your problems. And look around. Who is promising to solve our problems with more government? Joe Biden and Joe Biden's teleprompter.
So Vice President Kamala Harris is also weighing in on gas prices. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
What we need to do domestically, what we need to do to bring down the cost of gas. Well, right? Right?
I seen a meme the other day that said me Googling online how to make gas at home. Okay?
Ooh, don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Hilarious. Yeah, she's again laughing it off, but it is no laughing matter. I mean, you know, it is costing $100 for people to fill up their tanks.
And you know what? The sad part about that, you see a person in the second most powerful position in the world who was selected for identity politics, not qualified, not competent. She has a defense mechanism by cackling and laughing when she doesn't understand the issue in hand. Maybe one thing she's done successfully.
She looks like a prisoner of war. You know, when they have to get in front of the camera and go, they're treating me really good. You know, but that's what she looks like. And I believe it's because she's completely unprepared. Now, whether or not that's her fault or the Biden team's fault, or I don't know. I'm not in the White House. I almost feel bad for her.
No, not me.
I feel
the country.
Hear me out. She was best when she was a bulldog in the Senate, sitting up there on the dais, grilling partisanly and on the attack mode. And I don't know if she's choosing not to do that for the Biden administration or if they're not letting her do it, but by her not filling that role for the Biden administration, she's rendered ineffective, and we already see how ineffective the Biden team is at messaging. There's no good messaging coming when she's not being that on the attack against their opposition. She should be out there attacking their opposition, letting Biden be that, you know, Uncle Joe figure he's supposed to be, and their communications team is the greatest failure since whatever the latest war is they've screwed up.
But you know, Tommy, the average American is really the one that's getting hurt here because, you know, it's not like people are getting paid extra to keep up with these gas prices.
And it seems as though they don't care.
Yeah.
When the American people are hearing them continuing to blame everybody but themselves and not doing anything to change course, as I said, they could change course. They could do something. They could at least make the effort, but they're not. It's the finger-pointing blame game, and that should be a slap in the face and an insult to every American on both sides of the political divide because we all have to fill up, we all have to get groceries.
They see through the blame.
And it just seems as though they quite frankly don't care. And Kamala going on all these photo opportunities and laughing to try to make herself seem hip and cool, not a good look.
Yeah.
Wow, so I know a lot in there. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with President Joe Biden that this is Putin's price hike, that when the war ends, the prices should drop substantially, and right now it's on the gas companies to bring down their gas prices? Let me know your thoughts. Or you disagree and feel like, no, if President Joe Biden wanted to bring down the gas prices, there are things that he could do right now, like the gas and oil companies have said. Open up the Keystone Pipeline, do an assortment of different things to help out the American people, send out checks. He could alleviate some of the pressure if he'd like, but they're saying he doesn't want to because he actually has his own clean energy agenda that he wants to push. Let me know your thoughts, you guys, but that is the latest, and I'm going to keep you up to date. And we're hearing, like I said, All of this is going to be ramping up as we get closer to these elections. Expect to see a whole lot more action taking place in Congress here very soon. And I will keep you up to date every step of the way. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam. I'll let you know everything going on. All you got to do is smash that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at STEVERAM3. Join my second channel, STEVERAM Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance in real estate, stocks, cryptos, starting businesses, and keep an eye out for a master list of all checks, so that way you don't miss out on anything. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.